Luke, how you doing today, man?
Hey, what up, fellas? Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's really good to have you on. You know, and when I see somebody like you, and I know that you didn't come out of nowhere because I know you had all those minor league at-bats, and I know what you did with the Cardinals. So when I say come out of nowhere, I say that with respect. I know the journey's not an easy one. But when you, quote-unquote, come out of nowhere, I'm like, all right, well, what did this guy do in college? And I look, I'm like, all right, decent stats, nothing crazy, 4-year player, 22nd round pick, bounced around, and then, bang, click. What clicked for you? How did you go from that to this?
I think it was a maturity level for me and growing. And I was used to be a stubborn guy and not listen. And I started surrounding myself with better people and had great coaches. Coming up through the minors, and into the big leagues. And I think the biggest thing is just growing myself and having fun, man, and just playing with confidence and. Going out there and giving them hell, man. This game's a fun game. Obviously, it can bring you down all the time, but, at the end of the day, you got to go out there, put a smile on your face, bring some energy, and, go win. Everybody wants to win, and, it's a blessing to play for the Yankees. One of the best sports teams of all, probably the best sports team of all time, and it's frustrating not winning, but, I'm going to do everything I can to keep working my butt off to get number 28.
Yeah, and Luke, you're young and you're it's exciting. The city will capture you and you can take advantage of all of this. But explain to us, what was it like, stepping into that Yankees locker room for the first time? Because I remember when you first came up, it was like, who the hell is that big dude? And you just started raking. It was obviously it is your job, but I was going to say like it's your job. But what was the experience like? Are you intimidated by the NY?
It goes both ways. Obviously, having a little bit of big league time, and I'm playing with, guys like Yachty and, Wainwright in St. Louis, and then come over here, and all of a sudden I'm playing with CC and Giancarlo and Judge, and it's kind of starstruck a little bit. But you know what? After about 2 weeks, I felt like they're like, be yourself, man. Do your thing. A lot of those guys learned, like a Brett Gardner, all those guys learned from like Posada and Jeter and, Tino Martinez. And, there's a chain of guys that just keep going through the system. And, they want to win and they'll do everything and they'll call you out. But, they let you be who you are. And I think that's how a lot of guys have had a lot of success. You see guys like Clint Frazier, like turning it around and figuring it out too. I mean, it's unbelievable, and NY is a little intimidating at first, but it's one of the funnest. Well, it's crazy right now, but one of the funnest cities, and one of the best fan bases ever. So,
listen, there's nothing like you got 50,000 maniacs in the Bronx on a chilly October night. I've been there a million times myself. I was there in '96 when the Yankees won their first World Series in '78. I just graduated college. It was amazing. I'm dying for you guys to get back there. And we're talking to Luke Voit, who's had now 2 big seasons back-to-back. This year, his OPS was about 950, 22 home runs, led baseball. And I tweeted this, Luke. I tweeted this when you guys lost the final game to the Rays. I said, as much as you guys, the bean battles with Chapman, et cetera, and I know that it's a tough team to lose to because deep down you don't like them. I get it. And I hope you don't have an issue with this, but I think the better team won. I think that the Rays are better at this point, slightly better. I think they catch the baseball a little bit better. I know their starting pitchers a little bit better. When I say that the better team won, does that sound wrong to you? Do you think I'm wrong when I say that?
I mean, it I don't want to say, pisses me off because, we're the better team, but, they played ball better. Like you said, they ran the bases better. They hit with runners in scoring position. They got big outs when they needed it, and we didn't. And, you got to tip your hat to them. They do have really good pitching, and, we were missing a lot of guys this year in our bullpen, and obviously Sevy and losing Tommy was big.
Paxton.
But, we had their number last year, and then this year, they took it to us, and it's a different team when you play those guys because, they're pitch hitting for guys in the 5th inning, and then they're they're using an opener, and then they're using like 5 bullpen guys, and they use all their mound visits, and they shift. They play with 4 outfielders, so it's a different ballgame, man. And I think it got to us a little bit, and it's weird, and we don't really like those guys a lot. They don't like us, and it's it'll be a fun rivalry the next, in coming years. So
it's interesting you bring up all the shifting and the substitutions and the pitching changes that Kevin Cash goes through. You obviously didn't grow up with analytics being this big a part of your baseball experience, your game day experience. How different is it for you to like realize that that's happening around you? And as BT was alluding, it's working. You know what I mean? And it's almost to an advantage. Does it make you say we should be doing these things, or is it more? Are you too old school for that?
I mean, I think there definitely needs to be both parts. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, if I hit the ball on the ground, I'm out.
That's true.
It's crazy, and but it's always refreshing when I get like a little pool skew, through the right side because there's nobody over there. So it's always nice to beat the shift and stuff like that. But it's a different game. But you also want the human aspect of it too, not just looking at a piece of paper going, hey, we got to go to him, or hey, he needs to be shifted over here or whatever. And I think you saw it yesterday with Dusty Baker, speaking with Zach, kind of thing. So there's always going to be parts of it, and some teams use it a lot and some teams don't. And, I think that analytics is separating itself, and some teams are a little bit behind. But, I mean, obviously it's working. You're obviously seeing it with Tampa, and, we do a lot of it too. So it's good stuff and bad stuff, man. You still want to play the game the right way and, go about your business, and you still want to have a closer and your back-end guys, and, it's weird seeing openers and stuff, but, hey, it's part of it. I'm up to the challenge, and it's fun to play against.
Is what it is. Listen, they're not going to have a $190 million payroll next year with 5 starters making $20 million, so the opener's it's not going to go away. So you're going to have to deal with it. It is what it is. We're talking to Luke Voit. One of the things that I really like, aside from your path, which is, you've earned this, and you're going to get paid soon, man. Relative to your peers, Tiki, I'm not sure, but I don't know if you know exactly, but he's not making a ton of money relative to a guy who leads the bigs in home runs should be making more money, and he eventually will. But now, Luke, you're starting to hear this, and there was a big article in the paper today by a very respected writer that maybe the avenue for the Yankees to go is to trade you, because really for the first time, the Yankees are juggling finances, the pandemic, everybody lost money. Nobody wants to see you go, but now DJ's up. He's got to get big money. We know his value. Do you get a sense that you could possibly have played your final game for the Yankees?
I can't do anything about it. When I was coming up with the minors, all of our minor league coaches always told us, hey, you're always playing for 30 different other teams. Obviously with scouts coming to games and watching you play and stuff. So, always play the game the right way. And, you know what, I don't want to get traded, and obviously I love being in New York, but, I can't control what the front office does. And, I'm sure I'll be in, talks with my agent once the, World Series is over about everything going on. So, I hope it doesn't happen, like I said, but I guess you never know, man. I mean, anyone on that team, anybody can get traded at any point. They're trying to do whatever they can because, we haven't won a championship in 11 years, so they got to do something different,
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it has been a while. We know that the coronavirus pandemic has wreaked havoc on our economy, and unfortunately, 1 in 5 kids, this is according to some of these financial projections, 1 in 5 kids won't get a chance to play sports next year, and especially Little League. So you're teaming up, Major League Baseball is, with T-Mobile to donate $5,000 per home run to the T-Mobile Little League, called the T-Mobile Little League Call-Up Grant Program. Tell us a little bit about this, because I think it's really cool and necessary, especially for some of the communities around this country that are struggling.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, T-Mobile's doing a fantastic job, and, I'm sure you guys have seen the commercials during the playoffs and stuff, and, all you got to do is text 3131, and they'll donate $1 to support any local grant, recipient in any community. Growing up, playing Little League, T-ball, and all that kind of stuff, you have so much fun memories, playing with your buddies, and, I remember travel ball and traveling around, when I'm 10 to 12 years old, and that's what, is the future for us. And we want those little kids to have a chance to play in the big leagues or play for their high school team or, fall in love with the game so they have a chance to, succeed. And, baseball is a growing game, and we want to grow it as much as possible, around the country and even the world, and, make it better, every day.
And listen, you're doing this, and it's really cool to have you on because my little guy's 5. I talk about him a lot on the show. He's, he seems to have some baseball instinct, and I'm letting him watch every playoff game late. he's only 5, as I said. He's up there, 10:30 watching the games with me, and he's hitting balls off the tee. He's running around. Tiki knows he's got a little skill, and out of nowhere, obviously it's he loves Judge. You become his second best player. I mean, with the shirt open and the muscles and the bombs and the gold chain hanging. So when I asked you the question before, I wasn't trying to put you in a rough spot, because the last thing I want to see is for you to get traded. But you should know. You should know that it's not just the Judges. It's not just the guys like Garrett Cole. A lot of the young players, and this ties into what you're doing with T-Mobile. A lot of the young fans, I should say, they gravitate to you because of your personality and your style. And I think you should hear that, and I think that that's absolutely awesome that you play the way you play, man, with that boundless energy. Don't change that.
Yeah, no, I never will, man. I've always played with intensity, and sometimes it gets the best of me. I'm throwing my stuff around the dugout, throwing my helmet and stuff. But
it's all right. It's all right.
I love competing. I've always been like that since I was a little kid. But I'll tell you what, for all any kids or any high school, college kids that are still playing, there's nothing better than hitting a home run. It's the best feeling in the world, especially when you hit it 450. So it's
That's funny.
I love the game of baseball, and I hope it continues. I said, to grow. So.
Hey, Luke, there's a reason that I had to play football, because I couldn't hit a home run.
He would have been a pinch runner, Luke.
I was fast. That was it. I had to play football, but you hit it a long way. You hit them often. Congrats on your success both last year and this season. I know the 60-game season had to be a little bit odd, but next year, hopefully, it'll be better, and hope to get you on again, man. It was good chatting with you, and good job with the stuff you're doing with T-Mobile. I think it's great and it's important.
Yeah, you're the reason I stopped playing football, because I was too slow. So,
well, you look like a linebacker.
I know,
You're not playing tailback.
Appreciate you, Luke.
Thank you, Luke. Appreciate you, buddy.
I appreciate it, guys. Enjoy. Have a good weekend.
You got it. You got it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified when we drop fresh content.